Welcome to another video, and in this video we are going to be looking at how do we use the filter function, and I'm going to be talking right from the basic level to the advanced level. So traditionally, let's assume the scenario. Let me give you the scenario. The scenario is I want to get the details of all the employees who are working in the marketing department. So traditionally, this is how we would do it. We would apply a filter. The shortcut key is Control Shift L. There are other auto filter functions. I will talk about them in a later video. So I apply the filter, then I go here and select marketing, and then I would copy these and paste it here. Now, you can already see some of the challenges that we have. Let me remove the filter so that you can see the other challenges. And now I will have to maybe move this. So these are some of the challenges that we had traditionally by using the filter feature. And to avoid this, or to get away of these challenges that we had, they came up with the filter function. How does that work? So is equal to filter, what is it that you want to get. So in this case I want to get all the details, which is right from employee ID, name, title, all the way through salary. So I want to get all of these, or I want to filter all of these, comma, what is the criteria, what is the criteria that I want to filter based upon. So I have department and marketing, and where is department, which column. So I need to select that entire column first. I've selected what is it that I want to filter, comma, now I select here the entire column. In this, what is the criteria? So I write the criteria is equal to marketing, close bracket, and now I get all those people who are working in the marketing department. Now suddenly your manager says, I don't want marketing, I want operations. Then what would you have to do? You have to go back here and then edit this formula to operations. So let me make it a little more dynamic for you by getting the information from the cells. What do I mean by that? So equal to filter. Again, what is it that I want to filter? All of these, comma, which column. I'm pressing Control Home. I go here. In this column, I want to apply the filter, and the criteria is, so earlier, what did we do? We hard coded, or we put the formula or the criteria inside the formula. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that information from a cell. So the advantage of doing that is then we don't have to edit the formula. We just change the cell and we get the value. So here, this column I want to filter, or the criteria is defined here. That's it. So earlier we were putting it inside double quotes as marketing. Now we are just selecting it from that cell, and we have got that details. And now instead of marketing, if I want to look at operations, or your manager says, give me all those employees who are working in the finance department. So I just change the information here, and you can see the formula has become dynamic. Now, so this is the first basic level of the filter. Now let's look at the other options, or uh, no, the non-mandatory fields in this particular formula or function. So let's assume I search for admin, and you will suddenly see you're getting something like a calc error. The reason is because admin is not available here. So if it is not found, what is it that you would want? For that, if you see here in the arguments, only the array and include are mandatory. So anything which is in a square bracket is optional, which means even if you don't put this, the formula is going to work. So if you don't find anything, what is it that you want? I'll say not found, and this has to be in inverted quotes. And if you see, if you're searching for admin, it is not found. If I change this to now operations, TIONS, you will see we get all the operations. If I search for admin, it is going to say not found. So this is the second level of filter function, where if you're not getting, or if you don't have any data based on the criteria that you're putting in, then you're going to display the not found. Let me show you a little more advanced features in the next part. In this part, we are going to be looking at how do we apply filters based on multiple criteria. So let me give you the scenario. The scenario is I want to get the name of employee IDs and the name who are working in the finance department and who are female, or MS as the title. Let us see how. it works. So is equal to filter. In this case, what do I want? I want to get employee ID and the name. So I select both of these column. Imagine I wanted the title, then I will include this as well. But in this case, I just want the employee ID and name. So I select this entire array. I press Control or Shift down. So this entire thing is selected, comma. What should be included or what are my criteria? Since I have two criteria, I'm going to put that in brackets. So the first one is where the finance department. I'm going to select where is it that I'm going to search for this. So I select this entire column, Control Shift down is equal to where is my criteria. The criteria is I have defined it here. I can also write that inside a formula, but however, if I want to change it or edit it later, it's easier. I just have to change the cell and then we get the result. So I select here, comma, sorry, close my bracket, and in this case there are two criteria, so we're going to use the multiplication or asterisk here. I'm going to explain a little later as to why do we do this. And I define my second criteria in the bracket. What is it? The title is ms. So where is that? Here I select this entire column is equal to this, close bracket, hit enter, and we've got the output. Now let's understand why the multiplication. I'm sure most of you are aware that if you multiply something with a zero, any number with zero, your output is going to be a zero. And zero is false in Excel, and true is a one. That is how the binary language or computer language works. Zeros are false, and one is a true. So wherever now, let's go through this. So first finance, right? So it's going to go through here. Going to look okay finance. So this is a true, but then it is going to look at the next criteria, and which is Mr., which is false. So 1 multiplied by 0 is going to be 0, so it's not going to give you this output. The next one, let's look at that, Mira Chaudhary. Let's come here. Where's Mira Chaudhary? Mira Chaudhary. So here, so first is going to look for this. So is this finance? Yes, so I've got a 1. Then it'll go to the next criteria, which is here, title is a, so title is a miss. That's also true. So true and true. So I've got a 1, and that is why it returns this. So in this case, both the conditions have to be true. The person has to be from finance department and has to be a ms or a female, miss or a female. So that is why you would use the multiplication symbol here. Now, there are scenarios which is I want all those people who are working in the finance department and who are also maybe males in that case. Instead of Miss, I want Mr. Again, not and. Either people who are working in the finance department or male. So that is what I want. So how do we do this? So the only thing that you need to do is you need to change this multiplication into a plus. So you're going to get 0 with 1, or you add anything with 0, you're going to get the same output, right, result. So in this case, 102 Priya Sharma. Here again it is ms, so it is going to first filter out all those people who are females. Okay, so first all those people from the finance department. So Priya Sharma, the first one is MS. So if you see here, I've got MS. That's the first one. The next one is a Mr. or a male. However, the department is finance, so we have got that, which is Rajesh Singh. The next one is Alisha Patel. Why did we get that? Because again, this is an MS here. Okay, and moment I change this to MR, you can see that result is going to go away. Okay, so this is the second, which is one is or and the other one is and is if you want both the conditions to be met, you're going to use a star. If you want any of the conditions to be met, then you're going to use a plus sign. Now let me give you the third part, which is I want to include my heading here, and include my heading from here in my filters. How do we do that? We have this new, a fairly new formula, which is the VSTACK formula. So if I just use this VSTACK, I'm going to get this output. Okay, and you see I've got that. Now inside this, I'm going to apply my filter, comma, filter. What is my array? Let's assume I want, now in this case I want all of this as the array. So I do that, comma, include what I want, all those who are working in finance and ms, right? So I select this is equal to finance. Okay, put that inside a bracket and multiply that with my second criteria, which is title is equal to this. And you can see I've got the employee IDs and I've got the employees IDs and the title here. In this part, we are going to be looking at how do we use or how do we select certain columns from the array. The scenario is, from this array I want to filter out those people who are working in the finance department. However, I don't want all of these columns, I just want the name and I want the salary for those employees. So let's see how do we do this. So is equal to filter. So first I'm just going to apply my filter formula. This is my array, comma, what should be included, this from here, this is my criteria. So here it should be finance, and I've got my answer. So I've got, in this case I've got everything, which is the employee ID, name, the title, department, and the salary. But I don't want that. So to get only thing that I want, I'm going to use the choose columns. There is choose columns and choose rows. In this case I just want to choose certain columns. Which are those columns? So the filter formula comes here, and then I put a comma here, which is my first column. Okay, column number one is I want only the name, so I don't want column one, I want column number two, which is the name, comma, I want the salary. So 3, 4 is not needed, and then the fifth column. Close bracket, hit enter, and now you can see I've got list of the names of employees and the salary of people who are working in the finance department. Thank you so much for watching. And if you need any further clarifications regarding the finance, regarding the filter formula, please go ahead and let me know in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to clear them. Thank you so much for watching once again.